What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Tuesday night. And look, this week, it's already been quite a wild one for me. I'll be real with you, but I had a late day today. I wanted to actually put together something else. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to talk about those defensive schemes that we were briefly talking about a couple weeks ago, something like that. And I told you, once I got the answers on what they exactly look like, did my best to research Sean Desai. And then, of course, like the day after that, Honest NFL had posted a bunch of the scheme coverages, all those things. And I wanted to give you, now that video was more for the graphics that you guys love, but I told you I'd give you a more detailed breakdown of that. So we're going to do that this week, and we'll do that tomorrow. But tonight, I thought this was something, this past weekend, I was unable to talk about with you guys, but I wanted to touch on it. I found this quite hilarious. I'm not going to lie to you, but Miles Sanders apparently had something to say, and everything was fine and dandy. And look, I love me some Booby Miles. Always been a big fan, and his exit, it was sad to see him go, but we all knew it was probably going to happen, and happy to see him get money. That's great. But then he has to go and pull a CJ Gardner-Johnson. So let's take a look at what Miles Sanders had to say here to Steve Reed of the Associated Press. And he said, last game of the season, for all the marbles, everybody can answer that question. If they put themselves in my shoes, would they be happy? I don't want to make headlines, but if it does, I don't care. I can get into that another day. Maybe you should ask them why I'm moving here. So he's talking about going to Carolina. He's talking about not getting carries. So it's the last game of the season for all the marbles, and he's not getting carries. He had 7 carries for 16 yards, 2.3 yards per carry. And we all remember his first carry was a fumble. Then his next carry was, a negative 1 yard gain, I believe. Loss. Yeah, then he had that pass that he fumbled and was returned for a touchdown. Thank God, called back. If you're playing like that on the biggest stage in the biggest game for all of the marbles, I would imagine that, you're doing stuff like that. Maybe that's why Kenny G, who throughout the playoffs was whooping that ass. Hey, man, it is what it is, but I just don't understand why people have to do things like this. It's like, hey, man, maybe go, prove why you should have been giving carries, why you're a great running back. You got the money you wanted, but now you want to complain like we, for some reason, weren't giving you the ball. Like it wasn't something you did. So to me, I found this quite hilarious, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Nobody mentioned it these past few days here. So I thought we could touch upon it, but I appreciate all of you if you're watching this live, watching this later, but whatever's on your mind, feel free to throw it out there. But I just thought I could talk about this for a second and, say what's up to you guys, but probably going to be a pretty quick one here tonight. And then tomorrow, again, I'll be back with that defensive stuff. But hello, Nina, in here. Let's go. That's what I love to see. Hope you're having a great week so far, Nina. Appreciate you taking the time. I found this to be quite hilarious. Miles Sanders, I loved him, and with him, as I said, exiting, it was, hey, both sides, mutual. It was great. But then why do you got to go pull a CJ Gardner-Johnson? Like, oh, yeah, ask him why I'm here. Well, let's answer that also. Not due to your Super Bowl performance. I think it was overall, more of an East-West guy, less North-South, which kind of something we would like to do with this offensive line. Not that we can't do certain things, but regardless, let's talk about a little thing that I always love talking about, and that's, the money. So let's look at this. The top 20 in the NFL average annual value for running backs here. So you can see the top backs, he is paid 11th. You can see him there, different colors there popping out. Up at the top on the right, $6.35 million per year. So you can see the company at Nyheim Hines below him. It's like, wait, what? But I mean, there's definitely, I think, some weird names in there. I'll tell you that. But that's why we talk about, NFL running backs, why it's such a weird position. And when they get in these positions, they want to be paid. That's great. But look, let's be real. They're starting guys like Najee Harris, Travis Etienne out there who are from the 20s to 30s. I think, you got young guys like Brees Hall, Javonte Williams. So you're always hearing about teams looking for, young replacements in the draft. Now, if you're going in the first round, that was something we talked about this offseason with Bijan Robinson. You can see he is on this list at number 15, $5.48 million. So that right there, you can see that, hey, however you want to pay running backs, that's up to you. We obviously went out and got ourselves a plethora of running backs. Well, just a couple, but some damn good ones. And I'm pretty excited about it. But yo, my man, King DV in the building. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope all is well. Hope you are having a great week so far. And look, appreciate each and every one of you taking the time here. And I'm laughing about this because you see how much money he's making, right, per year. And you talk about cap hits and all that great stuff. But let's look at what the Eagles are doing right now with their running back room. So you talk about the $6 million here. We're looking at a little over $7 million, maybe. Looking at that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So you're looking at a little over $7 million there. And I think that, wow, DeAndre Swift, 31st in the league. 33rd is Boston Scott. 51st, Rashad Penny. 66th, Trey Sermon. And then Kenneth Gainwell is 99th in the league with that average. So you can see how we are spending our money. And clearly, we went out, got some great pieces, drafted well. We got to lock up our quarterback of the future. So very excited here. And I love what's going on in that running back room. And, of course, we also have Kennedy Brooks competing. So Trey Sermon, Kennedy Brooks, Boston Scott battling it out for that fourth, maybe a fifth spot. I doubt it. But, hey, look, these guys, we know everybody's got to stay healthy. That's great. But behind this offensive line, getting, limited reps, not to the sense limited, but I mean, everybody, it's a committee here. So I love what we have going on here. And I think that these backs are going to do great behind this line in this offense. And it's going to really help Jalen Hurts and this team, period. So very excited about what the Eagles did at running back. So Miles Sanders, if you're asking why you are in Carolina, well, that's a big reason. And, well, not only just your Super Bowl, failures, but you talk about what, throughout the year you did. And look, you had a good year. And the year before that, 0 touchdowns. It was weird. So it was great to see you have a good year. Big fan of him. But going out and acting like, we're doing something like we didn't know, like it's our loss here. And look, you're a great running back. I love Miles Sanders. Do not get me wrong here. But we're going to be just fine. And we moved on for a reason. You are getting $6.35 million per year. And we're paying like $1 million more for 6 actually. And the last guy, if he even makes the team, so just showing you the top 5 there, if all 5 of them would even make it, you know what I mean? So we're going to be paying the same amount for all of those guys. I love what Howie Roseman is able to do with the cap and how he manipulates things. And man, it's truly beautiful. So Miles Sanders, I'm sorry, man. I understand that you are upset. And I think that's really what you should have just said. Man, it sucks that, I wasn't able to continue playing with the Philadelphia Eagles because they are the best team in the NFC. But instead, you want to get all cocky, and that's fine. You're with your new team, Frank Reich in Carolina. You got Deuce Staley there with them, and Deuce loves Miles. So that's great. Good for him. But we understand that you're sour about not being able to be re-signed here. And look, man, we're just not going to spend that money. We're not going to draft a running back in the first. We're not going to do those things. The Eagles just aren't going to do those things. And look, best of luck to you. But the Eagles, we're going to have one of the best rushing attacks in the league, not just our quarterback, but, the other running back had 7 carries as well, Kenneth Gainwell, and he had not a great game there, but throughout the playoffs, he looked pretty damn good, and I'm excited for his future. But with Rashad Penny, DeAndre Swift here now, oh, my Lord. And those guys can catch out of the backfield, something Miles Sanders did not do well. So talk about Swift, you talk about Gainwell, especially with that pass catching. I think, oh, yeah. Then you talk about north-south, Rashad Penny. Oh, my God. If these guys stay healthy, this is going to be very fun to watch. And Trey Sermon, Nick Sirianni talked, and look, they're going to talk up all the players. But I think that, we have mentioned with a full offseason under his belt, he got to spend all of the season watching. But now an offseason, I think that, he's going to do his best. And we'll see what this kid can do, a 3rd-round pick that, hey, you never know. So if a bruiser like him could be learning under Penny, and maybe he makes the practice squad if he doesn't make the right, you never know with these kind of things. But I hope he sticks around. He's still got a bright future, in my opinion. The 49ers were loaded when he was let go. So to me, it's not like he's a horrible player. Maybe didn't live up to their expectations, but I love this running back room. Very excited. So, Miles Sanders, best of luck to you, but keep our names out of your mouth. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you this evening. Quite a damn long day it was, but hope you all had a good one. If you're watching this later, have any comments on this, or you have questions or comments on something else, please feel free to let me know down below. I'm always down to talk some birds. But I will be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about those defensive schemes. Hope to see you then, unless something happens in between then. I'll be back with those breaking videos if I can, as soon as I can, whenever the hell I get home. So we'll see. But tune in tomorrow night. We'll be talking some Birds defense, Sean Desai. So excited about that. Hope to see you then. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now, go Birds!